Welcome back to Carib 21, where we share what's trending in and around the Caribbean. If it's your first time joining, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe for amazing content. So, in today's video, I would like to continue a series that I started a week ago about Jamaican stereotype. So, this video was inspired by one of my subscribers that left some information in the comment section about knowing someone in the UK. The first story is about a Jamaican living in the UK that has 9 kids with 8 different baby mama. So 9 kids, 8 different baby mama. And the second one was about a Jamaican living also in the UK that has 2 sisters pregnant at the same time. So because of that comment, I decided that let's tackle this stereotype today. And the stereotype is about Jamaican men and their baby mamas. Like, Jamaican men have a lot of baby mothers. Let's talk about it. So the first comment is, I know a Jamaican man in London who has 9 kids with 6 women, 1 kid in jail. This deadbeat, absent father blames police for being racist. He doesn't see he is the problem. So that is number 1. Number 2, another Jamaican man has 2 sisters pregnant at the same time. So these babies will be siblings and also cousins. He is the father and uncle at the same time. So yeah, those are the two comment that I got in the comment section, and this is what I'm addressing today. So first I have to say that there are good and bad stereotype, both negative and positive. Obviously, the one that we're focusing on today with Jamaican men and lots of baby mama, negative stereotype, and it impacts our community in more than one way. And the thing about stereotype is like pretty much like the overgeneralization of the actions of a few people and then casting it onto a group of people. That's pretty much what stereotyping a group of people is. And it's almost as if that when a group of people are being stereotyped, it's like you pay the price for the consequences of just a few people. And I understand that as a Jamaican man, and especially as a Jamaican living outside of Jamaica, you know, stereotyping takes on a whole different level. Because when I'm living in Jamaica, everybody's Jamaican. So as a man, like when you're approaching a Jamaican woman, you know, this is what we know. As Jamaicans, we know each other, right? But when you live outside of Jamaica now, when you live in the UK, when you live in Canada, when you live in the US, and you are interacting with different groups of people, like for example, like if you're living in Toronto, Canada, as a Jamaican man, and you go and try to date, you know, a young lady from that's a Canadian, like one bad experience with a Jamaican man will turn her off from Jamaicans for her entire life. And that's how, like, a group of people being stereotyped and put into like a box that's how it works. But, you know, the stereotypes is not like they just fall out of the sky. They came from somewhere, and it's not like telling lie per se on people, but it's just like painting everyone with a broad brush. Like everyone is paying for what 20% of, say, like a group of people would have done. That is just stereotyping. Okay, so let's address the number 1, the first comment that was left in the comment section about the Jamaican man in London with 9 kids, 6 different baby mother. I think the unfortunate thing is that this whole baby mother culture thing is unfortunately become a part of us as Jamaicans, as Jamaican men. It's like whether you like it or not, it's a part of our, like almost a part of our culture. And when you look at the figures in Jamaica that young people look up to, not just now, but from way back in the days, you know, like those men that can get any woman they want, like, you know, Bob Marley could have gotten any woman he wanted and women were just chasing him all over the place. Till, you know, in recent times, we look and we see people like Elephant Man. Elephant Man, 37 kids with about 36 different women. That is crazy, right? And we look at Ninja Man. I think Ninja Man had like 23 kids, and I don't think he had two with one baby mother. So 23 kids, 23 different baby mother, like Ninja Man. So a lot of the people that drive our culture and people that we look up to, you know, being a man, you know, man for you have enough girl and girl in a bunk, you know, that type of stuff. We grew up on that. And as a young man growing up in Jamaica, like, I can attest to that, because I remember when I was like 19 and I would have my like brethrens, like people that I work with, they will come and say, yo, James, like, you know, you're not a baby mother yet, or yeah, waste time, and you know, and that's the type of stuff. Like, I don't know if it's happening with a young group now, but at 19 years old, like, people question your sexuality. They will say, yo, my youth, you're a batty man. Or, you know, like, what, that type of stuff. That is how people operated in Jamaica at the time. I don't know how they operate now. But I remember, like, me chasing down women just because the peer pressure, like the group that I'm in, like, they're saying, yo, my youth, like, you have this girl and that girl and stuff like that. And that's the type of peer pressure. But fortunately, you know, because of my life experience, I was never going to go down that route, because I didn't grow up with a father and anything like that. And I know the kind of pain that it can bring, like, not knowing where, like, not knowing where you're coming from, not knowing your history. So, like, I wasn't going to pass that down to another generation. So fortunately for me, like, I didn't fall into that trap. But a lot of young men fall into that trap where they are going out there because of peer pressure and because of a negative part of the Jamaican culture. And that's what we see, that pretty much, I know people don't think it leads to crime, but how can it not lead to crime? Just imagine, as I said, Elephant Man. Elephant Man has a lot of money, but I doubt that Elephant Man have a relationship with those 37 kids. I doubt that he's paying school fee and taking care of that 37 kids. And even if he was doing it, you can't have like a father-son relationship, father-daughter relationship with 37 kids, you know? So it is just an unfortunate part of the culture. And as I said, a lot of times it's like 20% of the nation of men that are pretty much carrying out this type of stuff. The gallus, the 20% of men that women chase down, or that, you know, these men can sweet talk women and get any woman that they want. But then people don't really talk about the other 80% of guys who, you know, just single, can't find anybody. Like, women don't like them because them too short, them too black, them too brown, them too ugly, you know, like all these stuff. But the 20% of guys that are going out there impregnating like so many women, those are the guys that fuel this stereotype. So let me know. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you think I'm spot on, or do you think I'm reaching? Do you think that it's a minority in terms of Jamaican men that are, you know, going out there and getting all these women pregnant and just fueling this baby mother culture? Sound off in the comment section and let me know what you think. Carib 21 merch will be available across the Caribbean and North America January 2025. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's address number 2 of the comment in the comment section that this person left. And it's another Jamaican guy in the United Kingdom that got 2 sisters pregnant. So this guy is going to be a father and an uncle at the same time. And this is like wild. This is like, I don't know, like out of a movie kind of thing. But unfortunately, it's not uncommon. Like, I know someone that did this in Jamaica back in the days, like about 20 years ago. Someone that was a distant family member that had 2 sisters pregnant, and he had them pregnant at the same time. That is like some wild, crazy stuff. But I'm going to say something, and I hope, like, ladies, I hope you don't get upset. But in a case like this, what would you say about the sister, one of the sister? Because in the case that I know, like, he was dating one of the sister. The other sister knew, and she still went ahead and have a relationship with him. So I know what he did is like doggish, you know? But what about the sister? Because a lot of times, you know, like, men are, and rightly so, men are held to that standard where, like, you go out there and you get women pregnant all over the place and you just run around and you don't take care of your responsibility as a man. And that is perfectly fine, because men should not be going out there and, you know, it's one thing to go out there and have sex, you protect yourself, but to go out there, have unprotected sex and getting women pregnant all over the place is a different level. We're not just talking about like the possibility of catching something, but we're talking about, as I said, crime, like having kids all over the place, especially young boys who don't have a father to look up to because you're busy getting everybody pregnant, so you can't be there for all of your kids. You know, and that's what we see happen in Jamaica with most of the guys that are in prison don't have a father in their life. But what I'm going to add to is that shouldn't that sister be held accountable too? Because like your sister, just imagine, your sister is talking to this guy and you know that your sister is talking to this guy and you go ahead and sleep with this guy to get pregnant. So I believe that both parties should be held accountable. Both men and women should be held accountable when it comes down to things like this. And I know sometimes people don't look at it that way. People just like say the man for know better and him can't do this and him can't do that. But as I'm saying, like, she knew that her sister was dating this guy. And I'm going to share a story with you why I say that. Like, I remember in my early 20s, I used to go to the club a lot. Like, I used to work in New Kingston and we used to go to Asylum, the Asylum nightclub, like 3-4 nights a week. Me and my friends, like, we were at Asylum. And I remember one night, I think it was a Friday night or a Saturday night, I went to Asylum with some of my friends. And one of this guy in the group, this guy was like a legit, like, gallus. That's what you, like women would come to the hotel that I was working and women would just sit there and want this youth. That's how it was. Women would pay this guy just to sit down and talk to them. And so this guy was talking to a girl at the time. And we went to the club and her friend came with her and we were at the club. Her friend was single. She's dating this guy. And her friend went to the bathroom in Asylum. She went to the bathroom in Asylum. And her best friend had her number on a paper and slip it into my brethren's hand. Slip it into his hand. And he look at it and push it in his pocket. The next day, like, I'm talking to him and he told me. And I said to him, like, so what you do? And the man said, what you mean I'm do? Like, you know, I go check her and, you know, deal with what I'm to deal with. And I'm like, her best friend. You know, so like women have to even be careful, like when they're carrying their man around their best friend. So that's all I'm saying. I believe that men should be held accountable for what they do in terms of bringing all these kids into the world and not taking care of their responsibility. But I also equally believe that as a woman, like, because a lot of times, I know sometimes guys will lie and say like, yo, me not no pitney. But some woman will say like, I've seen it before. Like, I know this girl. Like, this guy had a bunch of baby mother and wasn't taking care of any of them. And she's talking to the guy and I'm like, yo, what you do? Because the guy wasn't even Jamaican, but she was Jamaican. And I'm looking out for her as a Jamaican, as someone that's elderly to her. And I'm saying, yo, what you do? Like, the guy, and she's like, no, him love me. And I'm like, yo, the guy has like about 3 different baby mother, not taking care of any of the kids, living in Canada, like not working because the government will garnish your wage in Canada. So like he wasn't working, he took cash jobs. And even when he was getting money, like he would put it in his mother's name to avoid paying child support. and she was with this guy, a Jamaican girl, and I'm saying to her like, yo, what you do? You can't do that. And she's like, no, like I'm different. Because you don't know him other baby mother, they're miserable, and them not this and them not that. And I'm like, yo, if he did that to them, he can do it to you, right? And fast forward, 2 years later, she have a child with the guy, and the guy leave her. You know, so that's what it is. Like, so the baby mother culture thing in Jamaica is a real thing. But as I said, I believe, that's my personal belief. You can tell me in the comment section if you believe otherwise. But I believe 20% of Jamaican men are getting all of these women pregnant, while 80% of the men, either they're married and with their wife being faithful, or either them can't get no woman. But I believe 20% of the men who can sweet out the women, who have the swag, you know, because women look for swag. So, like, those are the men that are you know, getting all these women pregnant, and this whole baby mother culture thing. And it's just, unfortunate, you know, like, wherever we go in the world, like, everywhere, like, I've been Canada, US, Bermuda, like, everywhere I go, people talk about the Jamaica baby mama thing. And if, like, they look at you and you have 2 kids or you live at home with your kids, that like, they look at you, they're like, are you sure you're not lying? Because every Jamaican I know have like about 15 baby mother. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know what you think. And if you have like one of them stereotype, and I know there are stereotype even to like other Caribbean islands, but I don't really, I'm a Jamaican, so I don't know what goes on everywhere. So feel free to share the stereotype. Like if you're from Trinidad and you have that stereotype that follows you as a Trinito. If you're a Vincy and you have the same stereotype, sound off in the comment section, and maybe on the next video I will react to it. So guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.